parents when the teacher was pulling back those high-end readers to make sure that their instruction was differentiated and to make sure that they were really receiving quality, research-based instruction during that small group time and not just receiving information that they already knew or they'd already compacted out of. The fourth idea that we did was that we provided workshops for pre-AP and AP strategies. All teachers in the county who teach pre-AP classes or AP classes have been trained, and they are highly qualified to do so, and they continue to receive training throughout the year. And then the last thing we did was we really promoted a collaboration between the reading coaches and the gifted resource teachers. Since we had resource teachers in both areas, getting together and collaborating was just a necessity for our county, and it really turned into a positive experience for everybody involved. Throughout the year, starting last summer and continuing until now, there are lots of strategies that our county and our school uses to monitor and evaluate the plan. We have used sign-in sheets from professional development walkthroughs, professional development workshops, excuse me. We've also conducted walkthroughs of school classrooms. Every month, a county office personnel member and the school leadership team, several members of the school leadership team will go into teachers' classrooms and just monitor instruction, look for ways that we're meeting these specific action plans. And so we collect documentation through observations and keep up with that. We also have the small group lesson plans for high-end readers. These have been published on our county website, and everyone can access them. And then we also conducted a survey in the spring on reading instruction for high-end readers, and we sent this to all 3rd through 5th grade teachers in the county, and we received overwhelming feedback from these teachers. They really want their voices to be heard, and so we used the data taken from the survey in order to plan for the 2011-2012 school year. We also used several different community resources. Since this is an instructional-based need, it was more focused on school improvement within the school, but there were lots of community resources utilized. For example, we had to have facilities for the countywide professional development. Shelby County actually has one building set aside specifically for professional development, so we're very blessed as a county to have that in our community. We also needed financial support for the leadership team meetings. The county and our school are always looking for money for substitutes, money for professional development literature, and things of that nature. So we did reach out to our community for financial support. We also used several different personnel from around the community, administrators, teachers, parents, resource teachers, supervisors, all different areas in our county were utilized in order to make this plan and to make sure this plan was feasible and to put this plan into place and to evaluate the plan. Last, we also used parents and other community resources as speakers and as supporters. One of the things I didn't mention was at Chelsea Intermediate School we had a gifted education community night, and we had several parents come and speak about how they were meeting the needs of their gifted students at home. And we had one speaker who talked specifically about reading for gifted learners and how they helped their child and how they worked with teachers to ensure that they were receiving appropriate instruction in reading. And so that was very valuable to hear from a parent and to work with them at that night. When we communicate the plan to our community, there are several different ways we do this. The primary way is through the county website, and I included a web address. It is an amazing amount of information on our county website related to the Continuous School Improvement Plan. And the documentation is attached. There are the plans and the goals and the team members, and everything is laid out. A very organized process, and it's very easy to access and to find this information. Anyone in the community is able to access this information and follow along as the plans unfold. The parents on the CSI team, the Continuous School Improvement team, are also very important. Having the feedback from that parent and then having the parent be able to go out and tell about the plan and communicate the plan to other parents is really important. We also have several PTO meetings during the school year. Our administrators will go to the very first PTO board meeting and discuss the strategic plan with the PTO to enlist their support. But then also at the general PTO meetings, we discuss the parent involvement aspect of our continuous school improvement plan. And even in this specific plan about reading, we also enlist parent aid at these PTO meetings. And then we also communicate the plan to teachers, because they're probably the most vital part of this particular strategic plan are the teachers themselves. And so through data meetings, professional development meetings, leadership team meetings, faculty meetings, we always try to have a time where we discuss how what we're doing relates to our county plan. And it's important to monitor that as you go along. Along the way in the past year, we've noticed a little bit of resistance to change, but for the most part, it's been very positive. Teachers are wanting to be involved in this and to help out. And so a few of the resistance to change aspects that we've noticed is that our county still focuses on assessments as a main tool, and it's not necessarily mentioned in the strategic plan, but we all know that a lot of our instruction is assessment-based, and we're looking at our Alabama Reading and Mathematics test, especially in 4th and 5th grade. And so the focus being on that limits our change a little bit. According to our Gifted Resource Survey, the one that I mentioned that we sent out, our results showed that some teachers were still not being given the small group lesson plans, so communication between the reading coaches and the gifted resource teachers, and then following up with classroom teachers is very important. There's a perception that the reading coach is an administrator instead of a resource teacher, and a lot of the teachers that I work with will mention that to me, and so we're working as a county to really help teachers and let them know that we're a resource and not an evaluator. One of the other resistance to change is that lead teachers and reading coaches who are writing the lesson plans don't often communicate their expectations in these plans effectively, and so it turns into being forced to do a lesson, and that's not the purpose of these lessons. These are guides, these are ideas for teachers to use, but sometimes it's misunderstood from a teacher's level. Time for professional development, and then also number 7, time to implement the strategies is really important. Since our curriculum is so, there's so much to cover in so limited amount of time, it's very hard to find time for professional development, one, but also even once you've had the professional development, to find time to implement the strategies effectively. There's so many other standards to teach that it's very hard to integrate these strategies that we're talking about. So we continue to work on making it very easy and approachable to do these strategies. And the last one is promoting teacher willingness to participate in professional development. A lot of times we find that teachers are very jaded, and since they're being given their reading lesson plans already, they don't want to put forth effort to better their teaching practices. And so promoting that intrinsic motivation and getting them involved and excited about reading is really important. There are several strengths of the strategic plans on both the county and the school level. As I mentioned earlier, the organization of the county plan is amazing, and it's very easy to follow, it's very well documented, and it's really great. The leadership team aspect is really great too for Shelby County and the school. I feel like having that school leadership team work together throughout the year and really focus on the school is really crucial. The fact that autonomy is promoted, that we are beginning to really help teachers work on their own personal craft and give them that autonomy is really great. And then also that professional development is a priority. We actually have a building and a supervisor of professional development who leads our county in this plan, and I think that doesn't happen in every county, so it's definitely a strength of our strategic plans. There are also several weaknesses that we've noticed. As I mentioned earlier, the time for professional development, the time to implement the strategies, the willingness to participate in professional development, those are not really established